Live in LAT.
Whoa!
Okay, so
Right, hold on, let me take my phone out of my pocket.
I've got to get the song up. Right, I think we do leave a bit of this in. Yeah, we're
Leave a what bit in?
leave a bit of us the apps.
Move your new Dell PC with Intel inside, with impressive.
Sorry, leave a little bit of what in?
The build up.
What, of us getting ready?
Just this bit.
No one said anything that they should have said, right?
The bass on that is unreal.
Shanty bass!
Right, let me know when you're ready, sir.
I'm just making sure I'm all tucked in. Right, I'm good. I'm actually alright. I couldn't find my nice socks today though, it's annoying.
Right, you ready?
Yeah. I wanted to wear my navies for the suit, you know? Good morning, Harris Academy. My name is Mr. Doherty and I'm joined by my co-presenter slash DJ.
Mr. Rickenberg.
How are you this morning, sir?
I'm good. Yeah, right.
Hold on, we didn't even tell them what we're presenting. And we are here to present our instalment of Jogging Around the World. Good morning, Mr.
Our weekly ramble.
Our weekly ramble.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm alright. Fine. We lots happened since the last podcast and this one, to be fair. We had half term. I then thought I'd kickstart my football career.
Yeah.
And that went horribly wrong. And tore my ACL within 7 minutes of the restart. So I've been off for 3 weeks.
Was it 7 minutes into the game?
Yeah. First of all, I was talking to Mr. Mason and he was like, look, you've got to be really fit to do five-a-side. I was like, yeah. I wanted to get fit anyway. And then I did one lung busting run from one end to the other and I was toast. Alright? So then after that, these guys were good, so I thought, well, I've got to show it. And I've got to show that I'm worthy of this level. Tried for a term. Pop. So I was on crutches for 2 weeks.
Wait, what happened then? Did you go down?
I went down.
Yeah. Agony screaming or?
No. I heard something pop and I think what happened is it popped. I then put weight on it and then I'd collapsed.
Yeah.
And then I tried to stand up again. Leg didn't like that one. Didn't like that movement.
Hurt my knee thinking.
And then I went down again. And then I was sort of like, do you know like when a dog's got an itch and it moves like that? That's how I had to get off the football pitch.
So
and then everyone thought that I just didn't want to play anymore. So then when my mate come over, I got up. He held me up, and then I put weight on my leg, and then it buckled, and then he heard the crunch, and he was like, "What on earth was that noise?" And obviously it was my knee. So then I was at A&E, and then here I am with knee brace on, physio inbound. But yeah, I'm all right.
How long were you off work for?
3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. Yeah.
We didn't notice.
Yeah, 3 weeks. But yeah, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm alright. My knee's a mess as well,
Yeah.
but mine's been a mess for a long time. No, I'm good. Tired as usual. I'm all full of cold weather, but it's been quite dark this week, a bit gloomy. But
yeah, it's all right when it's cold until you got to get the train and wait for me.
waiting for you at the station. It's freezing this morning. The reason why I got a train today is because I'm off out into London tonight. I'm going to Soho. So
Nice.
yeah, that's where we're meeting for a few soft drinks and then going for a Thai. And he's with some mates from Manchester as well, so uni friends coming down. They're not coming down to see me, they're going to see London.
Yeah.
And I happen to live nearby.
Nearby, yeah.
So other than that, all good, yeah, can't complain.
Nice one.
Had lovely afternoon off the other day.
You did, yeah, your well-being.
Well-being afternoon off, which, you know what, actually, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Maxted for that, because I think, it's forward thinking in the world of education to try and give us some time to do what we want. So I span out of here at midday.
Yeah. Thank you, correspondent Maxted.
Yeah, no, it's I think
Can't keep giving him the
No.
title.
No. But I think it's actually really forward thinking in the world of education to give us some time back in it. I went for lunch in Leon C. And sitting there at like 1:15 having lunch and midweek, it's quiet. Well, it was a really nice little place. It was quite busy, but yeah, it was just nice.
Yeah, it is. I think it's just it's even that you don't even have to take it. It's just nice it's there.
The thoughts there and the times there. I thought, do you know what? I am going to take it. I spend so much of my time in this place.
Yeah, too right.
I thought, do you know what? Let's go. So yeah, no, I'm good.
Right. Shout outs.
Well, we are missing our producer.
We are missing our producer this morning.
I'm not really sure. There's a lovely Capella apple and mango.
He keeps eyeing me up that.
It's just sitting there waiting for it.
The problem is that I don't think our communication skills.
I told her it was on,
okay.
but it
When?
was in passing in the corridor.
When?
The other day.
Yeah, I told her last week that it was on this
I told
Friday.
her it was this week, but there must be a reason.
Yeah, there must be a reason.
Um,
My communication skills lack at the best of times. Miss Patel was meant to come on a geography trip. I'd signed her up for a geography trip and everything, just forgot to tell her. And then she had to have, and then obviously then she had some things planned. But that could be part of the reason as well, probably me. But anyway, Kira, shout out to Kira, just for helping us on the last podcast and being our new producer. I want to shout out first the year 10s is one who I want to shout out.
Why?
Because
It's just something in my drink.
they're coming to intervention, sir.
Oh yeah, of course.
Certain year 10s, not all of them.
No.
But also, just the fact they're coming to intervention, and also on Tuesday they came to intervention after their assessment,
Yeah.
which I think is real kudos to them.
I do really feel like there's a real culture amongst a lot of these year 10s to want to succeed, and I don't know, I think their head of year's been hammering them with some sort of message that it's important to want to work hard and do well.
We're going to get this message somewhere, but to our year 10s, what you got to remember, he's coming to 2 interventions, okay, but form is temporary, sir. What's the other bit? Form is temporary.
Class is permanent.
Yeah, form is temporary, class is permanent.
So remember that, year 10. Form is temporary, class is permanent.
Right, so keep coming, basically, is the message there.
Yeah.
Right, and other shout outs to the year 13s and the year 11s who did their, have done their mocks.
Yep.
Some decent results in there, which we were really happy about, and also to the year 11s for the Whitstable trip.
Wicked day.
Yeah, it was really, do you know what? They were absolutely fantastic. Sent a nice message home. They represented us well, and they also just represented themselves well.
Yeah, I just thoroughly enjoyed the day. I thought it was such a nice little day out. It's a good trip, isn't it?
Yeah, and the members of staff that came, we had a good set of
Staff.
soldiers there.
Weather was lovely. It was clear blue, sea bees, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. Any other shouts?
Just Mando for getting my printed done. I sent it to her 5 minutes ago.
That lady's just unreal.
5 minutes ago, I sent 130 sheets.
Yeah,
Bang,
that's
done.
because the geography department.
Yeah, we've got a steady stream of Maltese, haven't we?
And Yorkshire Gold.
Yeah, Yorkshire Gold.
It's Yorkshire Gold.
Okay, so we've done the year 11s, done the year 10s,
year 13s,
year
doing their
13s. You and Miss Rouse for open evening, and you and just the whole geography department for being there in my absence. To be honest. So I really appreciate that, guys. So thank you very much.
Really stepped up. She was
Yeah.
leading from the front. It was good.
Yeah,
All right.
Not anymore. She's not back. Okay.
Slip up there.
Sit aside. Okay. Right. What are we talking about today?
Actually, should we shout out the site team? They're out there gritting this morning because it is icy.
Yeah.
Tell-
To be fair, you can see where they put it because it's all melted already.
Yeah, look, they are. We'll give the site team a shout out because they are out there gritting. Hansel and Gretel out there.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell looks like he's doing some sort of Antarctic expedition.
Yeah. It's not that cold. All right, so we are discussing what? today?
Earthquake mitigation.
Earthquake mitigation. So do we think we need to discuss what the term mitigation
Yeah,
means
let's just
first?
remind everyone. So just to also put it out there, this is really useful for our year 8s.
Yep.
It's useful for our year 10s and year 11s.
Yep.
And it's also very useful for our year 12s.
Yeah.
We're moving on to hazards after coasts.
All right.
So mitigation is the reduction in the seriousness, painfulness of an event. Okay.
Reduction in seriousness or painfulness of an event.
So when we're talking about mitigation, what we're really, to an extent, what we're talking about is either mitigation of the cause, which you can't do. You can't mitigate the cause of an earthquake because you can't do anything about it. Mitigating the event,
Yeah.
right? And then you're also mitigating the loss.
Right.
Right, so you're mitigating the cause, mitigating the event, mitigating the loss. Yeah, so then I might have got one of those or two confused there. But the idea is you're either mitigating before, so you're preparing, you're mitigating the event, what you're doing immediately, and then what you're doing to mitigate the loss. So what you're doing then to make sure that after the earthquake, for example, more buildings don't fall down from aftershocks and things like that. Okay, so there are two main ways that we can mitigate an earthquake.
Yep.
Right. One of them is building design.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've got to caveat all of this with the. So we'll talk about it first, and then we'll talk about maybe some of the limitations of it, and some of the maybe the limitations sort of whole scale on a global scale. So what can we do to buildings, sir, to mitigate? So what's the main hazard from a building in an earthquake?
It collapsing.
Right? So similar to the phrase guns don't kill people, people kill people. The phrase of earthquakes is earthquakes don't kill people, buildings kill people. Right? So the major cause of death during an earthquake is no one's died from the ground directly shaking under them.
No.
Right? But people die from being stuck under buildings, right? So what can we do to buildings to stop them from collapsing?
So the top, like the subheading is building design. isn't it? So then what we can do is reinforce steel frames.
Yeah, that's a major one.
There's one base isolation.
Yeah, that's a
where
cool one.
That is a cool one. So it's like retrofitted, isn't it? So it's fitted afterwards. But it's basically like the idea I get is like a big pad that can absorb the shock waves of the earthquake and stop the building shaking. The other one is there's the pendulum at the top.
That in Taipei 101. What, have you seen that?
Is that the one in, where is that?
That's it's in Taiwan, I think.
Is it?
But if you see how quickly it stops shaking, nuts.
What, the building?
So you get the earthquake, and this counterweight moves in the opposite direction to the vibrations. So the building shakes immediately and then just stops dead because that thing's swinging in the middle. It's mad.
So we'll do that again. Yeah. Reinforced steel, base isolation, which is like a big pad thing that absorbs all the shots, stop the building collapsing, and the pendulum. What's that one called?
I don't know what it is. Maybe we just call it the pendulum. That's a really isolated case, that one. I think
there's not many. Yeah, so base isolation is the one that we
base isolation steel frames. And you can also put shatterproof glass in there.
And then that stops people from getting hurt from broken glass.
Yeah, exactly. So, because no one likes walking on broken glass there. Get the thing there.
Walking on broken glass.
Good track, but with the base isolation, what's good about that one is that you basically dig underneath the building, sort the foundations out and put this pad there. So they're doing it in America, USA quite a lot, where they are doing it to really old like government buildings.
Right.
Steel frames mostly is hard to retrofit, and also it's mainly done in the planning phase of the buildings.
Yeah.
But all these three things and the pendulum one, that's an isolated case. That's like you're showing off how good your earthquake mitigation is. What do you reckon some of the limitations of these building designs are? Cost. Yeah.
First thing for me is cost.
I couldn't afford it.
No. I'm not down on the island. If you're an LIDC, low income developing country, retrofitting buildings with base isolation or a whole skyscraper with shatterproof glass, it's costing you a fortune.
Yeah, it's not, and it's probably not happening either. Basically, they can't afford it. Then, if they need it, they have to get aid in to try and retrofit it. A really good example is in Japan. There was a 9.1 magnitude earthquake, the Fukushima one, and the shaking lasted around, I think, about 6 minutes with a 9.1 magnitude earthquake. Right. Most of the people died in that earthquake because of the tsunami. Buildings survived. Right. Haiti, the shaking lasted for 13 seconds. And 250,000 people died.
Wow.
Because of the building, it was basically flattened. Port-au-Prince was basically flattened.
Just because the buildings just
because of the mitigation. So the cost is a major thing. Level of development as well is also a major thing.
Yeah.
Because in the UK, our building codes are hopefully very strictly adhered to. So if you're a country that maybe doesn't have all these very strict building codes, then you're basically building a house of cards really, and it's going to fall down really, really quickly. That's also a limitation of it. Hard to retrofit, as we've said, and it also takes a lot of forward planning. It's like one of those things like you're putting insurance in place, but you're building all this, and what if it never
happens?
Yeah.
And another thing as well is like these things take time to implement. Like it takes a long time. You can't just be like, all right, let's retrofit that building.
Yeah.
It takes time and planning. Like that, also requires skilled workers as well.
That's a good point.
You need the engineers to be able to do this sort of stuff.
Yeah, great point. And again, then if you're an LIDC, you're probably relying on foreign businesses to come do it, aren't you?
So there's quite a few limitations, but the main thing we need to talk about, the idea of the building design and stuff, is to prevent death.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah,
to prevent loss of life. That's the whole point of it, isn't it?
Yeah. So if we're looking at it that way, then you're preventing loss of life. And also, if you retrofit after a hazard, then you're also trying to prevent a hazard being that bad again.
Yeah.
So I always think of responses. I think of long-term and short-term responses. So when we also think of mitigation, sometimes we think of after, but mitigation can be before you're preparing, or it can be a response.
Yeah.
So the short-term responses is save lives.
Yeah.
Long-term responses is making sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Right. So I think the mitigation in that way can be used in both ways, before and after. The other one, so that would also, the building design would be looked at technology as well, won't it? So it's a technological development there. The other one we're going to look at is education. I find this one really, really interesting because the kids do not believe you when you say, what's the first thing you do?
Get under the table.
And they're like, what?
Why?
And I'll go out the door. I'm like, no, you won't have time to get out the door.
You won't have time to get out the door, and also you can't run during an earthquake because the whole ground's doing this. They also are like, Well, what's getting under a table going to do? I'm like, well, you stand a better chance if you're under the table than if you're not.
Yeah, I say during an earthquake, what you're trying to do is protect your head.
Yeah.
Right? I'd rather lose an arm and protect my head.
Yeah.
Right? So then they say, I was like, well, during an earthquake, you will get under the table. They're like, what are you doing, sir? I said, I'm going out the door. He gets under the table. I'm out of there.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I'm going to run, jump, and do that. And I'm like, yeah, sound. No, you're not. And then, but also another good place for us to stand would be under the doorway. Again, you're trying to protect your head. So the education idea is that you are just getting people as prepared as possible.
Yeah.
Right? So we practice obviously this a lot here, not earthquakes, but our biggest hazard in the school is a fire. So we constantly do these fire drills, right? But in a school, in say like New Zealand, or a school in somewhere like Japan, they're going to have fire drills, but they're also going to have earthquake drills, right? So there's siren or something go off, or they'll feel the earthquake and they know exactly what to do. It'll be get under a table, get under something hard. Where we're situated, it's good. This question I don't know if you have an answer to. What do you reckon is better, to be on the bottom floor or top floor?
I'd say.
Because top floor you're dropping.
Yeah, so the top floor you're going to fall, aren't you?
Yeah.
So the chances.
But then we're breaking their fall.
Yeah, but I think people underestimate how much that would break the fall.
Yeah.
And even if you got trapped underneath it, if that slows everything down, and realistically, there's no concrete on top of you.
No.
In this school, they were like, oh, but that's like,
Yeah, paper mache.
do you know what I mean? That stuff, I think. And then what's on the roof, like, I don't know what we have, but tiles and stuff, that would break the fall of a tile, I think. And if it does hit, do you see where
Yeah. So you think better on the bottom floor?
I think so. But then, because the top floor you're coming down. But then in these skyscrapers and stuff that collapse. So I always show the kids, because then they actually, my year 10's made a good point. Because I was like, right, education, you get under the table, in a school. And then I showed them the tower blocks in Turkey that collapsed.
Yeah.
That literally just went and woof, like this, and there was nothing left. And I think it was Reece Allen went, well, the table ain't saving you there, sir. And I was like, good point.
Yeah.
But you're in a school, so you're not as tall. Like, schools aren't as big. So I think that's the idea, that in a school, you're only going to be a few floors up, aren't you, at most?
I think also...
The apartment blocks, though, you're like, when they go down, you're like, that's mad.
I think with education, it's just, again, it's that education is about preparedness, isn't it? So you know what to do. So we show them the videos, it's like gas and electrics were going to be turned off, so be aware of that. I think it is after it shakes, go outside, go to a safety point.
Yeah, you need to
things
try
like
and
that.
get out of the building after because of aftershocks.
Yeah, so I think education just knowing what to do. So we know if we saw a fire, we know what we're doing. We do it enough. We know where to go and that sort of stuff. But I think that's what it's about. And when you don't have a strong education system, and that's what's interesting when you look at LIDC case studies where the literacy rate's low. Say if you get like it's not a case you've gone to school for very long. If your average age of schooling, average years of schooling is like 6 years, and you're going to school till you're 7, like maybe earthquake education is not going to be massively remembered.
Yeah.
So again, when it comes to mitigation, there's a big disparity because of development, and so when you're a well-developed country in an earthquake-prone region like Japan, you front load all this money to try and obviously protect the economic cost of it, and also the human loss of life as well. Yeah. So the main two pieces of mitigation, you've got building design and education.
I think that's pretty good.
I think that's pretty good as well. Okay, what's next? Is it the news?
Yeah.
Yeah, news. Right. A lot of weather hazards going on. Well, one major weather hazard. I think it was it like Ditmar or something like Hitmar or something like that? Maybe I need to go and research it. But a massive cyclone hit Indonesia and Sri Lanka.
Yeah, did you see the flooding?
Madness.
But
it's also in Sri Lanka, it's the upland areas that really suffered. So a place called Nuwara Eliya, which was almost like the British Empire centre of Sri Lanka.
All right.
And when we went up there, it's like it looks like almost like Richmond upon Thames. It's like that sort of vibe. It's really weird. All the buildings are British. It's where because everywhere else is so hot, the Brits went up there. And it's also a tea country as well up there.
Right.
Decimated. Like not decimated, but like the floodwaters everywhere. It's madness.
And you see, I saw people in Indonesia trying to rescue people, and they're up to like mud to here.
Yeah.
Mad. And then so what I was showing the kids afterwards with these floods, because again, it always happens where they're like, if a tsunami comes, it's just water, we can swim or we can, like, then I was like, look at what it's taken with it, and this whole big trees and, huge cars and stuff. I'm like, that's what comes with this floodwater.
Yeah.
If you're in that water or you get swept away in that, you have no hope.
Yeah, and also I think like if you saw some of the torrents that look like major waterfalls, if you're down there, you're finished.
Yeah.
So
So there was the flooding.
there was a flooding. Really interesting one was that tower block fire. There's like 11 people been arrested for that.
Yeah, because the bamboo set on fire, but it's frightening. The photos of it are like harrowing.
When we talk about building design, right, the first thing I was talking about when I was saying regulation stuck in place, first thing that came to mind when I said that was Grenfell.
Grenfell, yeah.
And also...
Which they still haven't fixed
Yeah.
the tower blocks that have got that stuff on it. What's the cladding, is it?
Yeah, but they're making scaffolding out of bamboo. Maybe I need to do a bit more research on this, but was it intentional then?
No, I think it was negligence.
Okay.
Because if bamboo's it's used in scaffolding in a lot of parts of Asia, I think has been for a long, long time.
Yeah. And it happened in China as well. Those people they're going to get come hard down on it.
But like you saw it, but those apartment blocks in Hong Kong, they're so small. Like they're like a bed with a sink and a toilet. You know, they're smaller than like prison cells. But you just that fire just engulfed you. You've literally got no hope.
Yeah, there was over 300 people died. I think in the end there's like 100 people missing.
Exactly right. Yeah. It's very sad.
It is very sad.
And when I saw there was over like 1,100 people died in those floods as well.
Yeah. Anything else happening in the news? Oh, actually, some geographical. Whether it's positive or negative, some people have different viewpoints. But the 2-child benefit cap has been scrapped.
Cool.
Right. So what that means is, before you only had benefits. So if you had 4 children, you only got the benefits for 2 of them.
Right.
The idea was to encourage people to go into work.
Yeah.
Right. So instead of just having children, but then the problem was that obviously when you're only getting benefits for 2 children, that can drag children into poverty. Right. So the government has got rid of it, and the benefits of it is that parents with more children will now have more money to spend on goods and services to drag them out of poverty, hopefully, drag a family out of poverty. The negatives of it is that other parties are now saying that it is encouraging people to not work because of the welfare, right? But we also know that we have got an ageing population in the UK. So it could also be a positive of the fact that more children are going to be born, which will then obviously lower our average age, which is about 41 at the moment. And then hopefully that can also have future demographic benefits as well.
Interesting.
Right.
Last thing, have we got a fact? Do you know any facts?
I think what we'll do is we'll stick with the India topic, the population one. Keeps catching me every single time I look at it. But if you condense the world into 100 people, 17 of them would be from India.
So insane, isn't it?
You have to combine the population of Europe, North and South America, and you still don't have the same population of the people in India. I think it's something ridiculous, like you have a 50% chance of being born in Asia. That's mad.
That's pretty mad, yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Weather?
Yeah, it's not weather forecast, but
It's looking nice out there today.
it's not. I know later on tonight it's going to rain.
Oh.
7 o'clock it's going to rain.
What, right slap bang while I'm out?
Yeah, same with me actually, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, you're
So
right.
it's nice this
Right,
morning,
isn't it?
and then when we get closer to the evening, it's going to rain. Saturday looks a bit miserable. I think Sunday might look miserable.
It's a while till I get back out on that golf course.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I think so.
Right, well, we're going to have to get up and play the tune because we have no laptop.
Yeah.
But thank you so much today, Mr. Rickenberg.
Thank you very much.
Have a lovely weekend
You
and
too.
enjoy it when we get there. Roll on 2 o'clock. Do this. Right.